Hello?
Good evening, and welcome to another episode of Dissect. Of course, I go by the name of Novelist. And we got the co host in the building, Nika. She's back after celebrating a birthday. And of course, the man, DJ Kaza. You guys know him as Mr. Imandaru. And our special guest tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you can't really find that person anywhere. And our favorite thing, like we used to say, our favorite line in one of the Partners in Crime song is, Maurice, where are you? So, ladies and gentlemen, we found him, but look like now we lost him for a little bit. So there he is. What's going on, my brother? Yep, we can't hear nothing from you.
You can't hear nothing from me?
All right, there you go. What's going on? What's going on?
Nothing much, chilling.
Nice. Man, the whole world looking for you, boy.
Tell them, look. Tell them, look under the bed in the cupboard. I may be in the shower, you never know.
Yeah, right. Ladies and gentlemen.
Look in the cupboard.
So, but we found you, so you wasn't that hard to find it. I mean, so welcome to the show, my brother.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Yeah, welcome. It's been a while, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You grace us with some nice music as teenagers.
Well, I try my best.
Yeah, well, you definitely did a good job, especially with me. I could only talk for myself, but you definitely did a good job, some teenagers into some fine young men, man.
you think so? But I still don't get my credit.
Don't worry. That's why you're here tonight.
I still look at my credit, and I hear a song about when the DJ go down. I don't know what the DJ doing, but that's my rhythm.
Okay.
That original rhythm is mine. I created that.
That's the our night rhythm.
Yep, that's my rhythm. And now the DJ is going down. I don't know where you're going down. If it's south, I don't think going down south.
Yes, sir.
So you see, that's why we have you on Dissect. So you give you all your flowers, all your credit, and hopefully everybody else can follow suit and give you your credit and your flowers. You know what I mean?
It's about time.
Yeah. So let's go back from the beginning. Who was Maurice Aisles before this whole production started?
Marshall Boy.
I was the chosen one. I was the chosen one, to change the and the rhythm around,
Right.
And some decide to call it Booyah.
Mm-hmm.
They decide to call it Booyah without me.
Right.
So it's all good.
There goes that credit again.
Yeah.
All right. So, what started all that though? How did you what was your influence to actually even start to produce music? Or was that the first thing you started doing musically? Is that where you started first?
I have ties in St. Martin, and I used to listen to a lot of the bands from St. Martin. You have Anguilla. You had a band, Mosington Brothers over there. That was one of my favorite bands.
Right.
Then you had 17 Plus.
Right.
Burning Flames.
Mm.
These were my top favorite bands.
Right.
and then I started listening to onto other bands, and then I don't know if you guys know Maggie.
Mr. Dustin, Mr.
Yeah,
Peters, after
yeah,
all, and
so, that's
from
one
the
of
same block.
my childhood friends, and at the
Nice.
time he was, you know, around the CK.
Right.
And then one carnival, I end up helping him out. He's to set up and unpack,
Mhm.
and it's like I just fit in on the group.
Wow.
Pretty much it kind of started like that, and then I started playing in the drum machines because I used to say,
Right.
Original RX-7, am I correct?
yeah, RX-5.
RX-5. My
Those
apologies.
those vintage machines are the best.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, are the
Yeah,
best.
there's certain samples in those things that you wouldn't get anywhere else.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Right.
Nice.
So you would go on to start playing with the drum machine, and that I guess that caught the ear of what the vocalists or the band members.
Well, I mean, I used to make rhythms, program beats,
Right.
and the band would, run the rhythm during live shows, and raw certain songs they'd run a chant on it,
Right.
and then when come to make album, he would have write on that rhythm. Maybe I had a couple other extra stuff to it,
Hmm.
or if he had an idea of a song, I had a bit for that flow here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you definitely brought out. Well, how can I put it? I would say I saw a change in the music when you came
mm-hmm,
into, like, when you started programming for WCK.
mm-hmm.
Compared to what they were doing before. So I guess I could say, yeah, I think you brought out a certain thing in Ra
Yeah,
that I guess we wasn't really getting before.
yeah, a certain flavor.
Right.
When you're cooking a food, a draught, you have to make sure you put the seasoning.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, so I used to plug the drum machine to the stove.
Right.
Yeah.
Eat it up.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
So
Yeah.
what would be the so okay, so is WCK the first band you produced for, or
Yeah, yeah, you could say yes.
okay, and you remember the first tune?
The first tune,
Yeah.
um, wow. I can't recall that on that album, but
I,
I think that album had Balance Batty on it. I think.
that's a
Which
1995
album is
album.
oh original Hold Them?
No, that would be Too Show to Flam with Balance Batty.
Yeah, Two Shot to Flam, right?
Right.
That's
Yeah,
correct.
So that's
yeah,
where it started in 95.
and one with Duck Walk,
Right. That's the same
um,
album. Yeah.
Chebe Chebe.
That's the second album. That's
Original hold.
original Hold 'em.
See, time flies.
So all your work you have no credit for is just all over the place.
Yeah, you see, back in the day, I didn't know much that what I know now in terms of
Right.
the copyright
Right.
and
Right.
and all those things,
Mhm.
and while I in the studio, Rod there, and you have kids there,
Right.
you know, the rest doing whatever they're doing, and then we working on stuff, and then they come when they want, and in the end, they get the credit.
Right.
Pretty much
Right.
what went on,
Right.
but that's their man for you.
Yes, indeed. So after the Two Show Two Flam album, I guess in 1996 you did original Hold 'em, but then you started working with not just CK, you started working with other bands around as well.
Yeah, I work on a project with First Serenade and Harrisby.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. That first Serenade, I think me and you were talking about it, the Calypso medley.
Yeah.
A
I
lot
did.
of us didn't know you did that.
Yeah. I did that album with them.
So you did that entire album.
Not the entire album, but
Oh, but
most.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean that song I don't know what it is about that medley that
I mean,
no matter where you go.
it's mellow. It's not all over the place.
Right.
It's noisy. It's just everything about it is just right. It's groovy.
Right. Yeah. Every Dominican event you go to, you tend to hear that medley playing.
Yeah.
So and that's crazy how you say you didn't get credit for all that work. Now, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking of your body of work. You did a lot of work.
including with Partners of Crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, Partners in Crime. I mean, that's half of your business, right? With
Yeah.
Eric, right?
And what was that experience like versus working with WCK?
Um. I mean, I did my own thing, and I did it to prove a point.
Right.
And PIK had it run for a while. Our music is just for a while. Because small island music don't get much promotion out in the Caribbean unless you're out there pushing it.
Right.
The thing about DA music is we only make music for Rosa and that's it. We're not making music for outside the country.
Right.
We don't do no marketing, no promotion, no nothing.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Right.
Right.
When we make a CD, we want the DJ to buy it and play it. No, you have to give the DJ a free CD.
That's
Give
true.
the radio station a free CD.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only way it's gonna spread.
Right. That is definitely a problem I could talk about myself. I remember in the beginning, it's almost like you were begging the artist to play their own music. And and now it becomes to the point where I get music from them and it's like I look at it and half of the songs I would not play them. I'll be quite honest with you. It's not because of lyrics or anything, it's just the quality of the music. Right? Speaking of quality of music.
Give me a sec.
Right. So of course we have the man Maurice Aisles. He's definitely one of Dominica's top producers. He produced stuff like Balance Batty. He worked with WCK, RSB band, the first Serenade band, and of course his own band, Partners in Crime. And I mean that they came a long way, gave us a lot of hit songs as well. So, big up to Maurice, who's not getting any credit, but we have him here on Dissect, and definitely gonna give him his flowers tonight. You know what I mean? So hopefully he's ready to come back on the screen, and we can ask him some more questions.
Nice.
You're good, Maurice?
Yeah, I'm listening.
All right, okay. I had to buy sometimes there. So what would you say was the difference working with, like, okay, you started with CK. What was so different working with Rough and Ready, not Rough and Ready, sorry, RSB and Serenade?
Yes, I have an idea.
Well, I mean, RSB is in their own class by itself.
Facts.
Serenade in their own class by itself, and CK. Everybody had a different song.
Right.
And you could listen to RSB album and know it's RSB.
Right.
Serenade, Serenade and know it's a CK.
Right.
They were all great bands.
Right.
That should have been further, but everybody's mentality is different.
Right. Yeah, and that's the reason I ask you that question is because Serenade, for some reason, like, yes, those other bands do sound different, but Serenade sounds different from anything we ever heard on Dominica soil, period. When it came to that,
in terms of what, live,
just the raw sound. There was something about Serenade that it was raw, and like CK was more refined. RSB was more refined, right? So it wasn't difficult. It wasn't challenging to work with them. Like, seeing they have that particular sound.
No, actually, the work I did with them was kind of different compared to what they did.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it was more mellow,
right,
compared to normally how they did their own stuff.
Right.
You know, the few songs I did, it was more refined.
Right.
Yeah.
So Eric Badwell, how did that happen?
Well, he's the pastor now.
Oh, okay. Well, I knew I knew he was going to church, but I didn't know he was actually a pastor now.
Yeah.
Congrats to him on that for sure.
Well,
Mhm.
Indeed.
But
yeah.
but
Yeah.
but how did that come together? You and him,
Okay.
man.
Well, Sika and I fall out. The answer and it fall out,
Right.
and we were doing some work in the studio for somebody. I don't remember. And then, I tell him, let's do couple tracks.
Right.
Okay.
That's what came about. And the first album was a success. But you know, sometimes you do something and fellas that get well headed. You
Right.
understand? You have to nurse it.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So it didn't work out.
Wow.
You say too much ego in the industry at that time.
Well, it is what it is. But it was a great experience. I have no regrets.
Right. That
Understand?
was a hell of an experience. I remember that
Yeah.
that first album.
Yeah. Big Bamboo.
Yeah, I actually remember I came into the studio by Jared to do something, and you guys were recording that. But I didn't hear the song. I was just hearing the girls were doing the meow meow and all those ad-libs. I was like, what the heck are these guys doing?
No man, it wasn't girls that was doing that. It was me and a couple of them guys that was doing that.
But there were some girls from what's that convent? Not convent. Well,
But I think they were maybe adding a few lines on it, like the vocals on it.
right. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember this girl saying like things like
It had
that's bad and
male
whatever.
there too,
What's that?
It had male backgrounds there too.
Yeah. I remember Ninja Man and all of those guys in there too
Yeah.
that afternoon. So yeah, and then when I heard the song itself after, I guess a month or whatever it was after, it was like, okay, yeah. And that hit Dominica by a storm. Right? So what was different about that? You guys did that in the middle of summer and nobody else was doing that. Not even Trinidad was doing that yet. What made you guys want to do that? Like come out in the middle.
You know what?
Somewhere, yeah.
I think we cannot come together to do our own thing to show. I mean, both bands, Serenade and CK, hey, we don't need all you. Just something like that.
Right.
That's basically something like that, And we created a masterpiece.
Indeed.
But the thing with Dominican musician, the promotion, and then you have this well-headed, and God gave us lemon. We didn't make lemonade with it.
Right.
A lot of artists have made a lot of great songs,
Right.
and it go to waste. It didn't travel the waves because we didn't do the right thing with it.
So
No?
We have an excellent question on our Facebook live. So the question is, how was it working with all those different artists on the Big Baboom album?
The big what? Baboon?
The big
Big Bam-
no,
Boom.
Bang Boom. Like accent is so
the big Bamboo album.
bamboo,
Uh-huh.
bamboo. Yeah. So how was it?
That's great. It's a nice experience, I mean, you have a look of everything,
Right.
different talent,
Right.
But
it's a great experience.
Really.
yeah, there was a lot of different guys in the studio for those projects. Like we're talking about different vocal artists from different bands. We're talking about different band members putting in whatever into the vibes.
That's
Was it-
amazing.
I get it. It was amazing. I guess it's a fun time. You collectively doing something, but egos can sometimes get in the way,
Right.
right? So did you guys have any issue with certain artists for that first
That first album, I think everybody was interested in doing it.
Right.
It had a great energy.
Right.
Yeah, that first album, I could say, it had a great vibes.
Right.
The energy was right, the timing, everything about it was perfect.
And
I mean,
it's
I had a few I mean, I would say no. If I have to go back and listen to it, there are
right.
certain things I would do different,
Right.
you know. But
But
you
it's
know,
still a classic album.
yes, it is.
And that means you have a lot of classic albums that you did not get credit for.
Man,
Yeah, explain that to us a little bit. What's your
but no,
feeling
but
behind that? Behind not actually, as you say, getting credit or you're just due for your work.
you know, I mean, I work with CK and I program a lot of rhythm and they make song with it and I don't get the credit.
right.
And your man like Cornell like get the credit and he
Mm.
didn't make the rhythm, I did it.
Wow.
And look today, he take one of my rhythm and make and remix it when the DJ going down. I made that rhythm,
Right.
you know.
Mm.
I don't know what the DJ doing if he going south, but that's my rhythm when the DJ go down.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I've heard a lot of my rhythm here, there, and there throughout
What different?
the
Different.
generation now.
Right.
You know, I started it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Would
know,
that be would that be part of the reason why we haven't seen you for a couple decades?
nah,
Well, now.
uh, um, I done with music, man. I have better fish to fry.
you you give us enough classics already.
Yeah, cause Dominica music not going nowhere. It's just for Rosa. That's it.
Right.
You know, there's no communication among the musicians. Everybody fighting.
Mm-hmm.
We're not working together. You know, that's why we're not growing. So why
So
should I go and waste my time and put time in it? I did
right.
that already. You know, I mean, I wish everybody best of luck, but that ship has sailed.
Right.
You see
Right.
the 80s to the
Yeah,
90s, that
yeah,
was the best time in Dominica musical history.
Right.
And we
And
didn't, and
yeah,
there was a certain point in the Caribbean, Dominica was fighting with Trinidad for first place.
Mm.
All you see about
really.
is Dominica, in all the small islands. No, Dominica, rock bottom. St. Lucia passes,
Right.
St. Vincent passes,
Mm-hmm.
Grenada passes, and they were all behind us. So that ship sailed already.
So what would you say? What would you say the problem is? Like, okay, I hear when you say all these other islands pass us, and I listen to like I don't really want to bash any country, but there's certain countries, minus Trinidad and Barbados, there's certain countries that put out the type of music kind of similar to the bouillon music. And the lyrics, I'll tell you, sometimes I don't. I'm from a Creole speaking country, and sometimes I hear songs I couldn't tell you half of the things those guys are saying.
They
Right?
were,
that's true.
Was that?
what it was
That's
said.
true.
No, I said there's some other bands or artists
Uh-huh.
from different countries, not particularly Dominica, but other countries that they say things that I could barely understand.
Mhm.
So I'm saying, apart from the lyrical content in the music in Dominican music, like you're saying, like it's not going anywhere. Apart from the lyrical content, what do you think it is that's holding us back?
The
Oh,
rhythms,
hell, that's bad.
rhythm is one of it. I
Right.
mean, it's too fast.
Mm,
The rhythm is all over the place.
right.
You need a nice groovy rhythm. It have to mix and master properly,
Right.
and it don't have to have too many changes in it. It's like I don't know if our musicians we overgo music school, but we put in too much chords in it.
Right.
You know, too many chords.
Mm,
Only the drum and the bass and the
right.
vocals.
Simple.
Mhm.
Yeah, the keyboard has 6 million parts. The
Mm,
rhythm changing a million times for what?
right.
And the song don't have to be more than 3 minutes. Because a DJ, how he mix. The
Yeah.
starting, the verse, the chorus, and the out. You
You're
can't make
out.
a song
Yeah.
5 minutes. It get boring. Nobody's gonna play a song for 5 minutes.
Right.
So that's another reason why a lot of songs will get a lot of airplay too.
Right. And I would say the marketing aspect of it as well, right?
Yeah, that too. You see, no, that is another thing. So we only do interview on DBS and Kyrie and whatever FM you have.
Mm-hmm.
So on the
Mhm.
international market, you have to find the most popular DJs around the island. You buy a plane ticket, you go on Google, you
Right.
Google him, you make contact, and you try and do an invite to go to that country
Right.
to do interviews. That's the only way you could break. You have to
Yeah.
go out and work.
Right.
You
Of
know, you
course.
can't just write a song and produce a song, put it and just sit down and expect someone to pick up the phone and call you. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't work like that. You have to work. You have to
That's
I
true.
want it.
agree. I
You have to
agree.
want it.
I
Mm-hmm.
agree. Yeah.
You want to be out there, you have to put yourself out there.
Truly.
But Morris, even for like for you guys, okay, I would say for you and Eric, let's talk about partners in crime. Working in a time when there's no computer, or computers is probably just coming out at that time.
Mm.
Um, it must have been it must have been harder for you guys to market your stuff, but yet you guys got your music out there. By the time I came back to Canada, everybody knew who Partners in Crime was already,
Mhm.
right? So what was it that you guys were doing without the internet that was, that was working?
Well, back in the day, people was buying CD and cassette.
True.
Yeah.
People was buying CD and cassette. So
Right.
when the DJ play a song in a party, people want to know who that is. Then they go and they buy it too, or they
Right.
burn it and it spread.
Right.
You know, and
But
anytime something is hot, it's going to spread. You
facts.
know,
That's true.
you see, you see, you see coronavirus. You saw it spread.
We said hot.
Yeah.
No, that there is the biggest marketing I've ever seen in my life. The whole world got it.
Yeah, you know, Big
So
Bang Boom,
the
Big Bang Boom.
variant is the remix.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty
Think,
much. Yeah. That's what we're saying right now. Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? She's smiling.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Me too.
We're more to show something.
So, so what's your next step? Since you
Huh?
said no music, what's your next step?
Well, I'm living life, enjoying life. Doing what I have to do on a daily basis, and that's it. I'll
Right.
Oh,
support.
that's a nice step.
I will support when I can, but I predict in the future I might want to do some studio work with somebody. That's it. Studio work,
All right.
That's it.
Right.
Go on. But in terms of getting back into it, nah, that ship has
Not
Ah,
not the way that you used to be. Not heavily involved.
uh,
Not the way.
had my time. Let's leave that for those, and the young crops that coming up.
But
So you,
we probably need people like you to guide the young crops that are coming up though.
Nah, man.
At least talk to them.
You think they're gonna listen to me? Come on, man.
Hey, with the man with the titles that you have behind you, anybody should listen to you.
Well, we'll see.
I mean, you not know passerby, that came and do one song, right? And since we're on that, let me ask you one of Booyah's biggest song, right? I wouldn't say the biggest, but definitely the one that's number one in the world. Balance Batty. Did you produce that as well?
Nah.
Oh, you did not produce that. Okay. I was gonna say, as you have Balance Batty as your belt, anybody should listen to you.
No. Actually, the song Balance Batty was written by Ra. So the song itself, Balance Batty, Shook Back Balance Batty,
Yeah.
it's a classic. It was
Yeah. Oh
catchy.
yes, for sure.
It was catchy. It had a hook. The hook is
Yep.
Balance Batty.
Mm-hmm.
Balance Batty. If you listen to Burning Flames or Trini bands or any bands,
Right.
that's the only thing and they'll sing for you. The hook,
Yeah.
Balance
Yep.
Batty. So no
Yep.
matter what beat it had, it would still rock
Yeah.
because
The
Balance Batty,
chorus.
the hook.
Yeah.
It's all about the hook.
Yeah. Yeah. I remember when I heard that song in '95. I honestly, and forgive me, I honestly thought that song was out of Dominica. Like I didn't think it was a Dominican band when I first heard it. And I remember going to Rara, used to sell his CDs, his incense and those things.
Yeah.
And I remember buying the cassette and like looking at him like, Balance Batty, what? oh, he's singing that. He's like, yeah. I was like, what? And that was big for me, you know what I mean? And that was back then. Up till today, like I said, it is the number one song as far as the world is concerned, right? But okay, I thought you produced that song.
What do you think about Wagon Train?
That's a
Bandwagon
big
train.
tune.
Yeah.
Okay, all
That
right.
is,
I did that.
yeah, you did that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a big how can I put it? That was when I saw like a change in the rhythm. Like an actual change, like yo, like it's not normal anymore. It wasn't the it wasn't like the let's go follow the leader. It wasn't like the
That let's follow the leader thing was for those, those old Catholic
yeah,
people.
that was the
I come on church and I saw, let's follow the leader. That's for them. Yeah. I wasn't that. Yeah,
But like you said, you came and you added your
those,
seasoning, your
those,
flavor to it.
those KY Jelly songs, I wasn't there.
KY, man, that KY jelly
oh
song.
my god.
You're
Oh
talking
my
about
god.
Wagon Train,
Right.
Medvehe,
Mm-hmm.
Pots and Pan,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Original Hold'em, Drunk Song, Drunk Song.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
one of my favorite songs from
All them
TK.
things is mine.
So the
Right.
remix and the original drum song.
It's the same rhythm. It's
Yeah,
just
but
in and out, but it's the same rhythm. That's me.
okay. That well,
Yeah.
okay. They did like a little extra to it in the remix, man. I find
Mhm.
it was on the same album, but it just had a different vibe to it.
Yeah, you know, kind of like playing the keyboard, so he put one little thing with it, but it's the same rhythm. It's
Okay.
my rhythm.
Right.
Let me ask you, you spoke about marketing earlier. Do you think it played a part? And I'm asking from a broad-based point of view, coming from Kadas Lipso into Bouyo. Do you think marketing on a whole, either the name or the style, played a part in the music, as you say, from the 80s and 90s,
You
not
know,
going
Nah,
further and transcending?
nah. Okay, no, I gotta tell you something.
Mhm.
You see, Saint Martin. Saint Martin is like it's like when you're going to New York and you have to go Puerto Rico,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
So you have Saint Martin and you have Trinidad. So anytime you cross Saint Martin market, the next market is Trinidad.
Right.
So you have this DJ. I know people know him, and he don't get no credit for that. Rudy J.
I heard that
Rudy
name before. I don't know him
was
personally,
in
but I know that name.
radio station
From
back in the day in Saint Martin. So Saint Martin is all about a jam band, 70 plus kind of rhythm style, a lot of rhythm.
Right.
Takatak, pukotok, tukotok. So he was the first one to bring WCK to Saint Martin.
Right. Okay.
So in bringing CK over and over again, and then it was a different song.
Right.
So basically, CK kind of branched out from Saint Martin because you have Saint Martin, you have Anguilla, you
Mhm.
have Stacia, you have what you call it, Aruba, all of those little islands. So CK kind of made it name to Saint Martin.
Right.
That's where it started. And every time Kongshara came out, so it was something different.
Right.
Right.
But it was that
RSP.
man that that was there. You understand? So once you break on Saint Martin market, because Saint Martin is like a little of everybody here.
Right.
So once you touch ground in that country and your music playing and get likable,
Hmm.
You could
that's
have
it
went
alone.
anywhere, is where you're saying, basically, at that point.
Yeah. But in terms of back then and now it's different. You have to work harder.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, times have changed.
So you think you have to work harder now, or you had to work harder? That you saying?
No, you have to work harder. Before was easier.
Oh wow.
Would you
Yeah.
say social media plays a hand in that you have to work harder now to get the music out?
Again, bands don't make in CD and cassette no more.
That is true.
You understand?
There's hardly even bands now.
So it's social media.
Hmm.
You know, it's social media, and again, you have to you have to try and interact with DJs because
Right.
they are the one who's gonna push your music.
That
You know.
that is a
I mean, I'm not gonna sit down and tell all the secrets. I mean, it
Yeah.
took me years to and to learn uh,
right.
stuff I could have done back then, and now it's different. But
It's
you know,
definitely different.
you
So
have to work, and I figure a lot of those countries, the government support them, and all the other cultures they have in the country support them.
Right.
And I would say about DA, it's like it's funny. If a man
Right.
don't like you, he's not gonna help you. It's like they like certain people, and it is what it is.
Hmm.
It have been so for a while.
Right.
Are we
So
talking about musicians or radio personalities per se when you say that?
Now I'm saying that you have the carnival people, the what you call it, the DFC or them. They're not
commu-
helping.
right.
It's part
Okay.
of culture,
Mm.
Committees.
and I
Okay.
mean Trinidad use music big time. Jamaica, people know Jamaica what because of music,
Right.
you know.
Yeah, man.
But they're not helping how they're supposed to be helping.
Right.
Yeah, man.
right.
Everybody divided. Everybody has a preference.
That's
You
true.
know, I don't know what amount of time we have. I know the topic is about me, but I feel like you know RSB never get credit. They
Right.
never get the credit they deserve.
Hmm.
Because in the 80s, RSB used to tear up Canada, tear up
In the
New
US.
York,
Right.
and then you have a Creole Festival and they never invite them. I think that's bad. They put Ophelia a million times to go and sing Lamu Lamu. They they get Gaylords, what's the name? Gaylords?
Gaylords, yeah.
Gaylord
Yeah.
Power Union.
Gaylords and the Cherry Guy to come and sing. Bell comes Bo, they put everybody, but they never put RSB. And the man's still there. And you have Effects. They never
right.
put them on. And they were great bands.
Yep.
I figure if that band had great management and the finance, they would be still there. They should put
Right.
them on, whoever listening.
Mm.
You know? They put everybody. They gonna get
Right.
buju, they get popcorn, they get ice cream, lemonade. Put them on. They put in
I don't
everybody.
I don't want to laugh, but what
See,
I'm
so
hearing is
when all that shit going on, I mean, I have to be discouraged
right.
because
you're
we're not
saying
looking for one. We basically, you understand what I'm saying? Oh,
Right.
you know what I'm talking about?
But the first person I heard saying that, like, you use different names, but you're not the first person I've heard saying that when it came to that organization and supporting some of the local artists.
for the
So
music industry on a whole is what I was gonna say for sure.
well, yeah,
Listen,
that too.
when RSB was RSB, you couldn't go Canfield and say nothing bad about RSB. You might get
Right.
that was the band, just like how Serenade was Point Michelle.
Right.
Mhm.
That man there, they should give them an episode of the pie. I sure they would love to do it.
Of
You know,
course.
I work with them, and it was a great experience, and they're down to earth. I'm telling you, they're
Right.
very down to earth guys. You know, and you see Olsen,
Hmm.
Olsen, right?
We had him on here last week.
We,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if you want to say it, but back in the day, he used to go to RSB band house when he was a little boy.
You're
I
right.
saw him there a few times, and they
Right.
were like a mentor to him.
Hmm.
He had a life experience. He used to
Right.
go in the band house.
Right.
So they should give them man a break.
Right. That's funny because RSB was here and they said the same thing you just said, that Erson grew
Yeah.
up in their band house, Erson and
Yep.
Delhi, right?
Person and
And
Delhi.
And
yeah,
right. Oh, and Delhi.
yeah, and we had them here last week, and the experience that they said they gotten from RSB or even from Raw Rhythm, you could see it helped them in their career.
Yep.
You could actually hear the different in sound when you listen to something Erson produced
Mm.
and someone else in this generation produced around his same age, but you could tell the difference, right? So you could tell he was seasoned somewhere. Somewhere along the line, he was seasoned properly. So that's why I say, even though you don't get your credit, you can still teach.
Right.
But anyway, so we have about 20 minutes, so we have lots of time. Let's talk about Partners in Crime second album. I'm trying to
Where you
remember
would
the name of
work
it.
with Novelist and the
Yeah,
Clunkers
but
Clan.
that album, I didn't like it.
You didn't like that album,
First things first, it had too many songs. You
right?
know, My Partner in Crime wanted to put a million songs, and I think that's where we start going downhill
Right,
because it was a bump head.
right.
You know, that too many songs,
Hmm.
and certain other songs, the vision I had for it wasn't there, so
Right.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, that's where it's going because the sound itself changed. Like
Yeah. Oh well.
everything changed, and it was. Okay, put it this way: the first album, I don't think you guys ever did something like that again. That's a classic album.
Yeah.
The second album, there's few songs I could pick and choose from it, right? Because
Mm.
it really changed, and then you guys added that little hip hop element thing to me, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah. You
that's
see,
what's
I wanted to make a pilau. They might want to make a soup, so that's what
okay.
happened.
Also, you put the pilau and the soup in one. Okay, I
No, I
understand.
wanted to make a pilau. But that's why there's so many songs and a bunch of
Right,
That's what happened.
right.
But I didn't
Call
like
you'd
You
call
didn't
it
like,
creative indifference.
it changed. It wasn't like
yeah,
the first one.
yeah. The entire sound changed.
It wasn't the same thing. But
Yeah,
hey, you have to
yeah.
go with the flow because time running on you,
Mm-hmm.
and that's another bad thing. We wait a month or 2 weeks before Carnival to go and make an album, which is not
Right.
right. You're supposed
Yeah.
to do that long before and have a date to launch.
Right.
We don't spend enough time, working
Working.
on our music. That's one of the
Mhm.
bad things we do too.
And that's funny because they they still have that problem up till today.
Yeah.
Like you have people putting out songs a week before Carnival. People don't do that anymore, man. Like, but so, but how many albums does Partners in Crime have? Because I can think of 3 right now at the top of my head,
One, maybe 3 or 4, something like that.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
By the third one, you guys were doing stuff, I guess, in New York or something. You guys
Not
started
for
recording?
them. Yeah, for them.
Oh, it's 4 albums.
4, I think. 4. What the one? Bonza Still, Beef Iron and Wine, Big Bamboo, and some other one. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, 4 albums.
No
And
problem.
the last one was a double CD. I think it was like a live with something.
Yeah, that live was in Houston.
Yeah, I have that CD somewhere. I
Yeah,
should look
Right.
for that. I have that
that was
album somewhere.
fire. That
Right.
that jam was fire.
Yeah,
What was that what is that experience like?
Yeah, that was great. That was one of the best live ever.
All right.
Yeah,
So,
and the crowd was up in there.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
So you would
it,
just
it wasn't the hall wasn't packed,
mm,
but the people that was there, and they really enjoyed themselves. Yeah,
right. Nice.
that one was fire.
Nice. Yeah, that live does sound like fire. You know what? I gonna look for that live and put it on the computer, and maybe I could put it in my car or something later on. Uh, that live. No, you talking about it now? And click back, and that live was fire. I remember it being a black CD case.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, black and something. Anyway, uh, so seeing that you mentioned that jam was fire, what would you say the highlight of your career was?
On me,
Yeah,
wonderful man. I have no complaints.
nice.
I had my touch. For and for 10 years, man. I did my thing.
Yep.
I did my thing.
Yeah, you definitely did.
I had my fun under the sun.
Right.
You know, yeah,
But-
it was a great experience.
right.
Right.
Will I do it again? I don't think so. Time change. Yeah,
Understood, fair is fair.
yeah. I can't waste time no more.
Yeah, of course, none of us can,
It
right?
has to make sense.
Right. Oh
You
yeah,
know,
for
Right.
sure.
1 foot in, 1 foot out.
Right.
Nah,
Yeah.
Um,
Like I say, we're not into that trying a thing. We're into
no, no,
doing
no.
it and doing it
Doing it,
properly.
we're doing it.
And
Both
do
foot
it
in,
properly.
right.
one in, not one out.
Right.
But
None of
see,
that.
let's see. That means I know. I will let you know. I'm not sure. This kind
Yeah.
of,
Right.
you
Right.
know. But we're doing it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, that's it all the way.
No,
Yeah, you can't jump off the jet into the sea and stop mid and change your mind.
nah, nah, nah.
Right.
It, we're heading in.
Nah,
It'd be funny to
Yeah, man.
try.
yeah.
But
You
okay,
can't-
You know,
through all these albums,
Uh-huh.
and man, you have at least 10, 11, maybe 12 albums. Which one would you say is your favorite that you worked on?
Favorite. Dissect with Wagon Train.
That's the
interesting.
original whole them album.
Yeah.
Why would you say
It's
that's your
just,
favorite?
it's just the way it happened.
Right.
It's the way it happened.
Everything was aligned at the right time.
Yeah, and Ra is that type of person. You know, he fit off the rhythm.
Right.
You know, and I have a very good connection musically with him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Nice.
it was great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That album itself was a classic too. But wait, you produced that entire album too, or just certain songs?
Um, certain songs.
Okay.
Well, I can't recall what songs on that album. You know,
Yeah,
I
yeah, I know.
done my homework first, but
Yeah.
hey, I did a lot, and they know it.
That's why I'm here for. That brain, trust me, when it
Yeah.
comes to it's a music box.
So-
You had the program, but
So all the young musicians in Dominica, for
Yes,
your
sir.
information, a lot of the rhythm back then, Cornell didn't make it. I did it. So stop giving him that credit.
You got it live on Dissect first.
Do it. I did it.
welcome to Dissect.
Hey,
That's what we
thank
do
you.
here. We dissect things.
Right.
We
So,
bring out the
Right.
truth and we
And
give.
and the track for what it 2002, the DJ going South Carolina or down north or where is they going? That's my rhythm.
that's your rhythm too. Yes, I.
That would be
You see the rhythm, all you like, walk, walk, okay. I
Yeah.
made it.
yes. That's what you know. I'm glad you brought that up. That was a question I had in the week, and I did not write it down for myself because Skinny, Shadow Flow, original Skinny Banton, he loved that rhythm, and whatever Skinny playing, yo, you have the Waka Cock. You have the Waka Cock. It's like, yo, what
calls it
is
the
the
Waka
Waka
Cock.
Cock? But what is the sample in the rhythm that goes Waka Cock? Hey, Waka Cock.
Yeah.
But you guys never name rhythms back then. It was just
Nah,
do whatever.
no.
Okay, so my question is, when did that Walker Cock thing come in? Because
How did
Well,
that sample come about?
well, that rhythm I made that on the farm in Canada.
In Toronto.
Yeah,
okay, by George.
yeah. Back in the day, you know, he used to go over there, you know, on the
Yeah,
farm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, George had a farm. Yeah, he
Yeah.
used to go
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yo.
You
We
know,
are getting it on Dissect tonight. Yes,
Yeah.
I. Thank you.
I made
Mhm.
that there. So
Okay.
a lot of the songs he used to play, you know, they're used in the background.
Right.
You know,
Right.
the band will be empty. You know,
Yeah.
and then other bands start doing it too. But
Right.
you know, I made it.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, it's okay. So right now we're gonna give it a name. The name is Old Faithful.
Old Faithful. Yeah. So you hear that? Especially Bantan, if you watch it, the name of the rhythm is Old Faithful,
Old
not the
Faithful.
Walker Cock rhythm.
I like it.
Man, that Walker Cock thing, I think every child in Dominica. So now it's not only Ra, it's you and Ra that just mess up our head. Because you would walk around like a walking drum machine and be like, Walker Cock, Walker Cock. Just that's crazy. And then you would have people like Ra would tell you things like coming at you, and it's like, yo, we
Well,
literally walk.
you see all them things there. Razi, original man for them thing.
Oh yes.
He's the first man for them thing, and everybody, you know.
Yep.
Yeah. Ra started that.
Yeah. Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. You know, like any other music, you tend to follow whoever is leading the way until you find your path, right?
Yep.
And bro, I have birthed a lot of kids in this booyah thing. I'm not gonna call name, but a lot of people came and saying, okay, okay, okay. Like
Yeah.
everybody was saying okay.
Yeah.
So it's just it's you and Ra. All right, I get it.
But a lot of the songs Ram made
Right,
is is about a lot of the stuff that happened among the band members, and I don't think some of them know it's about them.
right.
So
What do you mean? Do you want to give us an example?
Cause I look for trouble.
yeah,
We're dissecting, man. That's the name of the show. Season 4, folks. I mean, we're asking Maurice Aisles from PIK. He's a fan, so trust me, I asking.
so if you hear that track, marathon,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
in the marathon, jump in
running in the marathon, running. Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
marathon is a ex-girlfriend of one of the band's man.
Oh.
Marathon.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ra, you'll be here next week.
Too many
Okay.
cooks. If we had too many cooks, it means too many cooks.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of storytelling there,
Oh my God. No,
Yeah.
it's
Nice.
funny you say that, but there's certain songs that when Ra sang, and you could be like, yeah, you know what? But those there, I marathon and too many. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. I honestly thought you were gonna tell me set my people free or microphone check. That's what I thought you were
Yeah.
gonna say.
In fact,
Honestly.
what he said there about marathon, that was like 360 degrees.
That was one of my favorite songs, and
I
I'm
was
like,
like,
what?
what?
No, I watched it.
Where's
And,
that
Totally
coming
different.
from? I was thinking it was about,
guess what?
Puma,
Guess what?
Nike.
Guess what? I did that
Mhm.
too.
You programmed that
You
too.
you you
Yeah.
did that with him.
Okay, so
Yeah,
you
you know.
don't you can't just throw around the boss, you have to go with him too.
Yeah, this guy.
What's that?
I say you can't just throw around the boss, you have to go with him too.
I'm not throwing him on the but yeah,
Oh my God! Wow,
you know.
that is interesting,
Yeah, because if you listen to too many cooks,
right?
Mm-hmm.
too many crooks, nobody want to work. But when it's time to go New York and go Canada, everybody backpack, everybody ready to go.
Wow.
Right.
Oh, that's what that was about.
If you
I
listen
think
to it, who
I
help
think
me eat my cake? Who help me bake my cake? Who help me eat my cake? Everybody.
yeah. Not I said the.
So it's for certain man.
I am definitely going to listen to CK when we get off the
Yeah,
air.
you have
Have
to
to go on the
some
road.
songs and see what's going on. But yeah,
Wow.
that's what
That
all
is,
tracks made.
that's
So would you
interesting.
ever write a book about your experience?
Nah, I don't have time for that.
Yo,
You know
you
what,
know
Nika,
we
that's a
love
good question.
Maurice.
I would read the
Oh,
memoirs, Morris, just to let you know. I'll
Where you
read the
from?
memoirs. Hmm?
Where you from?
Me?
oh,
Yeah.
I'm from Haiti.
Oh, Jacques Onne.
Haiti chérie.
Sac passé.
Ah, na boule.
Mm.
only the moment that I can just Sam, I can
You
just
know,
disappear.
You from Haiti?
production.
Yes.
Which part? For the
Scream for two.
Prince?
Port-au-Prince, oui.
Oh,
I was born in Port-au-Prince, but I
oh.
grew up in Gonaive, which is smaller.
Guess what? I'm from Santo Domingo, so we neighbors.
Oui,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
yeah.
And
Only
you
on
guys are not
dissect.
hated by my
You know.
country.
You know what?
My country hate a lot of people.
Oh, I paid you. No, I'm just not. I'm playing. I'm not from there, man. I'm just playing.
Oh yeah.
Habla español.
Oh no. A poquito.
Oh, un poquito. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Barely anything though. I can say Juan baby leche, which just means one drink milk. But
Oh, leche.
what? How is this
Leche.
gonna?
Leche.
Yeah, leche. That's it. It's not gonna use. It's not gonna be useful, but I know how Juan needs milk. But how
Mucho
is this
leche.
gonna be useful? I don't know.
Mucho leche.
Mucho leche? I don't know.
All right.
I know the milk part, but mucho, maybe a lot of milk.
Kaza, where are you? Oh my goodness.
I am in awe of watching the guest
Yeah, I am enjoying
interview the co-host.
I'm
How does that
enjoying
sound?
dissecting in the co-host chair right now. Just
Yeah,
yeah, this
taking
is
it in.
good. This is good.
Is that
So
a clue, by the way, as to where you're at right now, Morris? The Spanish that you're talking, are you in Peru? Are we
I'm
just guessing?
somewhere on planet Earth.
you were is somewhere on planet Earth.
Yeah. So
That's a precise location there.
Oh my
yeah.
goodness. Go-
But actually, right now, I'm outside a lounge, about to get some food, and
Right,
have some, some tequila.
Yeah, I
right,
can see it says Dominicana in the
Yeah.
background. I don't think it's Dominica, but I picking up.
I'm about to have some tequila. It's cold outside.
right.
Oh,
So
they
before
want
we
to
let
know if the milk is sweet.
If the milk is sweet,
Yeah.
there is one way to find out.
Oh boy.
You heard?
my remote not working, man.
Okay, that's soap opera we end up watching here, boy.
Oh wow. Yeah. Morris,
It's
before
been a
we
pleasure,
bef-
man. It's been a pleasure talking to you
before
for
yeah,
sure,
it's
Morris.
definitely been a pleasure sitting here with you, getting to hear your truth. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, that's how we like it here. You know, I mean, the truth. Yeah, and just giving people their flowers, man.
No,
Um,
thank you from the entire panel of Dissect for actually doing this interview. We had a long conversation when we knew we actually got Maurice Aisles booked, solid and ready to come on. I'm a fan of the music that you've done in that time, and I know a lot of us listening right now in the
Yeah,
90s are. So we want to say thank you, man.
Right.
Mhm. Yeah, man.
yeah, and keep up the good work. All the best. I mean, we need people like you. To do what you do.
right.
You know,
Thank you all the same. We
I mean,
appreciate it.
there's room for improvements,
Of course.
culture, but I mean, the question is, do we want to improve it, or
That's
we
the whole
want to
thing.
keep up with doing the same BS that's been going on for years?
Right.
You know. So, I mean, at the end of the day, hey, who am I? I'm only one soul there.
One
Right.
soldier with a heavyweight belt.
Yeah,
Actually, not even one heavyweight belt, a few heavyweight belts.
yeah,
So you
all
you can pop you
it,
you, you can
all
pop your collar.
do it.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
I like a Tyson. Yeah,
Yeah. I got actually one difficult question before we leave here,
yeah.
because you have worked with some
Don't.
amazing writers, amazing um, vocalists. Ra being one of them, Skinny Banton, aka Shadow Flow, being another one of them. The man Peter, better known as Vibes Daddy,
Yeah.
another one of them.
Mm.
And I'm pretty sure every experience is different. I'm pretty sure one probably brought out the best in you, and the other one probably brought out something else in you.
Yeah.
But working with these three guys, who would you say brought out the best in Morris, and did you really like, absolutely just love working with?
I'd have to say Ra.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why Ra?
You have some people you will click with them right away.
Right, right,
You know, it's
That's
about
really
the energy and the comfort, and then all that and the willingness.
right.
You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And Ra is one of them, that when it comes to his music, he took it seriously.
Facts.
You understand?
Yep.
yes, sir.
Some man they tell you they coming, but when?
Mm.
Right.
You know, he was very, workable. He
Right.
made it, even though sometimes he'll reach late on his bicycle, but hey, he show up.
Yes, sir. The job would still get done.
Yeah.
course. Nice.
And at the
Wo-
same time, he was just a fun person to want to work with,
Yeah.
Always crack a joke, always trying to talk a little shit or something, It's just the energy. You know,
Right.
some
Yeah.
man they moody, like they have their monthly business every day. You don't know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah, you have to give it to him. You know,
Right.
is that.
I judge people on their
Work
good vibe.
ethics.
You
Yeah.
understand?
Of course.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. Again, not trying a thing, just doing it and making sure it's
Yeah,
done properly.
yeah,
All
you
right.
and you're doing it.
Right.
It's either we're doing it or we're not doing it.
That's it.
You know.
That's it. So I am next week we're gonna have Ra here. So I can send you a direct link so you can watch Ra because
Let
I'm pretty sure.
when you
Huh?
know I'm a very busy
I know that.
individual.
I
I have
I
to let
know
you know
that.
in advance.
So you basically
So
what you trying to tell me you got duck all the fire Raga sent for you. You don't gotta take it next week.
I listen. I don't care. You know, back then I was quiet, but now you know I gangster, so I don't care.
Right. You speak out. Nice. Well, you speak your
Yeah,
mind. It's always good to speak
yeah.
your mind,
You
right?
know,
Mhm.
Right.
and if I have to admit, if I have to see certain man and they want to get smart, I have to say what I have to say. I sit in front of them. You know, so if they want that smoke, bring it on.
You heard it here on Dissect first.
Well, Mr. Morris, thank you. Thank you for joining us, sir. It was a pleasure having you.
Yeah, you're
Yes,
welcome, man. Anytime.
I, I guess we even know. So
Yeah, yeah, I mean, I did it because of you. You know.
I know that. I know
Yeah,
that.
you always had that, and that respect,
I know that.
you good, you
Yeah.
know. In my books, you good, you pass,
Yeah.
you know. Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Merry Christmas, you're welcome.
All right, brother. We'll talk soon, man.
Yeah, man, hold tight.
All right, you too, man.
Mhm.
That
All right,
was the Maurice Aisles, man. I'm telling you, producer, engineer, composer, half owner or partner of Partners in Crime. Um, worked with a lot of musicians, a lot of bands from the island of Dominica, WCK, RSB, um, again, Partners in Crime, and of course, the First Serenade Band. Next week here, we'll be you'll be interested. We'll have the man Derek Peters, and I think this time I'll bring a helmet and a seatbelt for the
why?
dissection, and some popcorn. So until next week, guys, you guys have a blessed week on the behalf of TDN and Network and Islands Therapy. See you guys next week, man. Godspeed.